Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk about DirectML and FPS boost games on the Xbox Series X and S. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and let's get started with this. So I am a big fan of FPS boost. Okay, like I really appreciate being able to get a higher frame rates on older games. Like that is amazing to be able to get these frame rates without them having to do anything to the code or anything. That really makes me, that I really appreciate that. But where my biggest problem is, well, it's not really a problem, because I mean, like, basically we knew the resolution of these games when we bought them. So the fact that they can go back and enhance the Xbox Series S version, or I mean the Xbox One S version, and give us higher frame rates, as high as 120 frames a second, that's pretty awesome. But at the same time, the visuals have just come so far. Resolution and visuals in general have just come so far since the Xbox One launched, that a lot of them earlier games, they just, I mean, forgive me for saying this, but they really just do not hold up on a 4K screen. The reason why I'm bringing this up now is I was just playing around with Dark Souls 3. Okay, I mean, the added FPS definitely helps the game a lot, but it's still only a 900p, and that really just, it takes so much from the image and from the game, to where when I remember when I played this, we didn't have Pro consoles yet. I mean, the PlayStation 4 Pro was actually, did I play that on Pro? I think I might have played it on the PlayStation 4 Pro, but I don't remember it having the upgraded frame rate. So maybe I did just play it on the regular PS4, and that was right before I got my PS4 Pro. Yeah, I ended up playing this on the PlayStation 4, so I mean, I was getting, that 1080p, and the picture looked good. And I remember this game looking so good when I first played through it. So yeah, it must have been on my 1080p TV then. Yeah, it was on a 1080p with this was right before I got, the 4K and the PS4 Pro. So I remember this game looking really, really good, and I thought, wow, this is way better looking than, Dark Souls 2. So I remember, I beat that. I beat Dark Souls 3, and I had an amazing time with it, and I remember it looking so good. And now to go back to these experiences after the upgraded consoles from last generation, and seeing the visuals, how much they've changed just in that time period, it really makes me start to think that there has to be another way. So that's why I mean, FPS boost is amazing, but that's why I'm really wondering if DirectML, if once this is up and running on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, could it potentially increase the resolution and image of these games that have not been upgraded? Can this technology possibly work on games that haven't had their code base touched? I'm really optimistic about this, and Microsoft has definitely proven to be able to make things possible that nobody would have thought possible. I mean, we got auto HDR, we've got FPS boost, we have I mean, in some cases they've been able to increase the resolution on Xbox One and 360 games. So I'm wondering if it is possible for this DirectML to just be a blanket solution to increase that resolution on everything going forward. I would really like, some answers to this. I would really like Microsoft to come out and talk more about DirectML and explain in more detail what this technology is going to be used for, and how can it how can it help our games that are already out? Because if you're like me, you have a pretty good size collection of games, um, and yeah, I mean, from time to time, I like to go back and I like to replay these experiences, or at least go back and play around in these experiences. And I'd tell you right now, if if Dark Souls 3 was to get a 4K vision or resolution increase, I would definitely play through this game again. As it sits right now, it's less likely that I'm going to play through it again, but I might still go back around and play with it every once in a while. I would like to see this technology really be used for upgrading older games, as well as, you know, bringing us the visuals of the future when it comes to these upgraded consoles. E3, we didn't really get any more information on any of the system specs. They basically told us, you know, the list of games and what's coming out, and basically around when to expect these experiences, and that was great. Like, I'm all on board on that, and I do like to play new games, but at the same time, I do like to go back and play my old games. Like I do. Like, the whole reason I bought the Xbox Series X day one was to continue playing my old games. A lot of people say that that's not really that great, but when it comes to it, I do like to go back and play these games. Sometimes I buy games, you know, right when they come out, and I don't get around to playing them for a while. Just, it depends on the game. I usually do turn them on right after I buy them and check them out, and if and you know, sometimes I'm in the mood to like sit down and just play right through them. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes it's a game that I bought on an impulse buy because it looked cool and I wanted to try it, and then I'll get into it and I'll be like, oh gosh, man. I mean, I did the same thing with Sinking City. You know, thankfully I downloaded just a demo of that game. I probably will end up picking that up because I do want to play one of those Lovecraftian games. So I'll probably end up picking that up and going through it. But I mean, as it sits right now, I really want to know if DirectML can be used as an upscaler, an automatic upscaler for games that have not had, you know, resolution increases or visual upgrades, you know, something along those lines. Or, I mean, I would really love to see From Software go back and upgrade this game for both PS5 and Xbox Series X. I have it on both consoles, so I would definitely love, you know, that experience upgraded for the new gen consoles. This is where like being a console gamer is really starting to take hold and really starting to frustrate me to a point where I love these experiences. I buy them digital. It's not like I can go trade them in when I'm done with them. So the fact that being able to get my experience upgraded, you know, from the developer, I mean, I realize they got to make money, but at the same time, they've already got PC versions of these games out, so there's no reason why they can't just, you know, tweak some code and like upgrade these for the console experience, especially on the Xbox. Seeing as the Xbox has a pretty seamless, you know, GDK across, you know, console all the way up to PC, there should be no reason why we can't get, you know, somebody to go back and like upgrade these experiences for us, you know. I realize it takes time and it takes money, but it also builds a lot of goodwill for consumers and customers, you know, going forward, so that we will continue to buy these games and continue to enjoy these experiences. And not only that, the developer will stand to get more sales on these games, because I'll tell you what, it took me, Demon's Souls was the first one to basically come out on the PlayStation 3 generation. It wasn't until Bloodborne that I actually started getting into Soulsborne games, and now that I'm into them, I buy them pretty often, you know, usually right when they come out. So when we look at that, more people are going to find these experiences, and then they're going to want to go back and play these classic games. I mean, once you get hooked in Dark Souls and Soulsborne games, you do want to experience more of these. And so being able to play these experiences in the best way possible. I mean, especially on a console. A lot of console gamers are more likely to to come across these games in a sale or something like that. You know, well, I mean, I guess that's the true for, you know, for Steam as well. But some, I've seen these games discounted pretty low on, you know, the Xbox store, the PlayStation store. So when you see that and you're bored like I get sometimes, and you hop in there, yeah, having these games with the best version available, no matter what console you're playing on, is definitely more beneficial for the developer to actually sell more copies. So I wish they would take this more seriously. Microsoft has provided the tools and provided a road for that to be a possibility and for it to be easier. I would like to see more developers take this seriously and continue to upgrade these experiences. Like just recently, we've had some pretty good ones. You know, Plague Tale, Greedfall, Metro Exodus, Doom Eternal. What else did we get recently? Yeah, I mean, there's been so many to get these next gen upgrades that, yeah, I mean, this is good. It's good for developers. It's good for the community in general, because we love these games. I love these games. I love playing them. I love having that. I love being able to go back and play these experiences more often. So, yeah, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.